I found out I'm not my daughter's biological mother when a DNA test kit, sent as a fun Christmas gift from my sister, revealed no genetic match, shattering 32 years of raising Jenna, right as my husband confessed he'd hidden an affair that swapped our babies at birth. At 61, I'd spent decades loving her, braiding her hair, baking her cakes, holding her through heartbreaks, only to sit there, results trembling in my hand as he admitted the truth he'd buried, leaving me questioning every memory of the girl I'd called mine. He didn't even look sorry, just said, "It doesn't change anything," while my world collapsed around me. It's a sweltering July night in 1992, the air thick with humidity and the tang of antiseptic, and I'm 29, lying in a hospital bed at St. Joseph's, my hands gripping the cold metal rails as labor pains tear through me like a storm, sweat beading on my forehead, my breath ragged in the dim glow of a flickering fluorescent light. Mark, my husband of 5 years, paces the linoleum floor in a faded flannel shirt, his boots scuffing a rhythm, his brown eyes darting between me and the clock. High school sweethearts turned small-town dreamers, he a mechanic with grease-stained hands, me a preschool teacher with a soft voice, building a life in a little Cape Cod house we'd bought with every penny we'd scraped, its porch swing creaking under summer stars, its garden blooming with roses I'd planted to mark our days. Jenna came at 3:17 a.m., or so I thought, her cries sharp and sweet as they cut through the haze, a bundle of pink handed to me by a nurse whose face I can't recall, her tiny fingers curling around mine as I held her against my chest, tears streaming down my face, Mark's voice breaking as he leaned in, whispering, "She's perfect, Diane. Look at her." I'd fought for her. 9 months of morning sickness that left me heaving over the sink, swollen ankles I rubbed raw at night, a delivery that stretched 18 hours and left me dizzy with exhaustion, my body trembling as I pushed. But she was here, my girl, my everything, her blonde fuzz tickling my cheek, her weight a miracle in my arms. I thought that moment sealed us forever, blood or not, though I never dreamed blood would matter. Never imagined it could unravel the life I'd built. We took her home, swaddled in a blanket my mom crocheted, blue with tiny stars. Her nursery painted lavender by my shaky hands. A crib Mark built with his own calloused fingers, sawdust still clinging to his jeans as he grinned at his work. I poured myself into her from that first dawn, braiding her golden curls as she grew, baking her birthday cakes with chocolate frosting and sprinkles, her favorite, cheering her through school plays where she'd belt out lines in a too-big costume, my voice hoarse from shouting, "That's my girl!" at soccer games where she'd kick up dust in the summer sun, her blue eyes, brighter than mine, lighting up my days like a beacon. We weren't rich. My teacher's salary stretched thin, Mark's garage barely breaking even some months. But we were family, stitched tight with love, the kind I thought could weather anything, my heart swelling with every mommy she lisped, every hug she gave, or so I believed, pouring 32 years into the daughter I'd claimed from that humid night. Jenna grew up fast, too fast, her childhood a blur of milestones I clung to like treasures. She'd toddle into my rose garden at 3, giggling as petals stuck to her chubby hands, her sundress streaked with dirt as I chased her with a laugh. Sob into my lap at 12 over a boy who didn't call, her tears soaking my skirt as I stroked her hair, whispering, "You're enough, baby." Graduate high school in 2010 with a scholarship to nursing school, her cap tassel swinging as she crossed the stage, my hands stinging from clapping, my throat tight with pride as I snapped photos till my camera died. Mark and I grew too, grayer, slower, our knees creaking as we settled into quiet nights, with the TV flickering Jeopardy, and coffee steaming in chipped mugs, our talks turning to Jenna, her grades, her dreams, our girl making her mark. I'd sit at our oak table, the one where I'd helped her with spelling, smiling at Mark across the years, his flannel swapped for fleece, his hands still rough but gentler now, proud of her, our only, the glue that held us through lean winters and long summers. Then came Ethan in 2018, her fiancé, a quiet paramedic with a steady gaze and a shy smile, proposing over a picnic she'd planned by the lake, her voice bubbling over the phone. "Mom, he's the one. Said yes." I baked a cake to celebrate. Chocolate, her love, sprinkles scattered like confetti, Mark toasting them with a rare glass of wine, his grin wide as he clinked my mug. To Jenna and Ethan, our girls all grown. I hugged her tight that night, her perfume, floral, new, mixing with the kitchen's sugar scent, thinking, this is it, full circle. My girl building her own life, my heart full to bursting, never suspecting the thread that held us was fraying, a secret coiled beneath it all, waiting to strike. The first whisper of doubt crept in last year, soft as a shadow on a frost-bitten dusk, so faint I barely felt it till it grew teeth. It was late fall, the air crisp with wood smoke and fallen leaves, when my sister, Linda, nosy but sweet, always stirring the pot, sent a DNA test kit for Christmas, her voice giggling over the phone from Ohio. "Let's dig up our roots, Diane. Fun for the holidays, right? Maybe we're secretly royalty." I laughed. Why not? Picturing Jenna's eye roll as I pitched it to her over Thanksgiving at my table, the turkey still warm, her smirking. "Mom, really? Fine, I'll play." We swabbed our cheeks, me, Mark, Jenna, her grumbling but swiping the stick, Mark muttering waste of time as he did his, mailing them back with a shrug, a silly family game I thought would end in laughs over Irish farmers or Viking kin. Results pinged in January. Linda's tracing us to potato-digging ancestors in Galway, Mark's to German brewers with a knack for ale, but mine and Jenna's showed no familial match, bold red letters glaring from the screen. My stomach flipped. What? But I brushed it off, tossing the printout on the counter. "Lab screwed up. Cheap junk." Mark glanced over, his ears blazing red, his tell since high school, the one I'd tease him about when he'd fib about homework, mumbling, "Yeah, probably a glitch, Diane. Forget it." His hands fidgeted with his coffee mug, his boots shifting like he'd bolt, and I frowned. Why's he twitchy? But pushed it anyway, called the company, my voice sharp. "Retest it now." They did, same result, 0 shared DNA, a cold, contact support, in fine print. My gut twisted, how? She's mine, but Mark doubled down when I waved it at him. "Tests are garbage, Diane. Don't overthink it. She's ours." Ours. His word hung there, heavy, and I let it go, baking cookies, chocolate her comfort, to drown the prickle, my hands trembling as I stirred. 32 years with Jenna too solid to crack over a kit, or so I told myself, the doubt burrowing like a splinter I couldn't dig out. Last spring, the unease deepened, raw and jagged as a wound reopening. It was April, rain streaking my windows like tears, the roses budding pink outside my Cape Cod, when Jenna came home for Easter. her nursing scrubs swapped for jeans, her blonde hair tied back, Ethan trailing her with a shy grin. We sat at my table, ham steaming, biscuits golden, when she asked, casual over a bite, "Mom, was I early?" Ethan's mom keeps bugging me, family traits for the baby book. I smiled, recounting St. Joseph's, contractions jolting me awake at midnight, Mark pacing till his boots wore a groove, her cry at 3:17 a.m., my voice warm with the memory, her first breath still vivid in my chest. Mark's eyes darted, wild, trapped, his hands fidgeting with his mug, coffee sloshing as he grunted, "Normal birth, Jen. Nothing special," and bolted upstairs, his boots thudding like a guilty heartbeat. I frowned. Why is he off? His ears red as he vanished, leaving Jenna shrugging. Dad's weird today, and me stirring gravy, the spoon clinking too loud in the quiet, a chill creeping up my spine. A week later, Linda called, voice hushed over the line like she'd unearthed a ghost. "Diane, dug into hospital records. Friend at St. Joe's says 2 girls born that night, same hour, 3 a.m. block. Odd, huh? Charts got messy. Could be a mix-up." My stomach dropped. 2? Mix-up? My tea mug trembling in my hand as I pictured that nurse, her blurry face, the chaos of that night. I confronted Mark that evening, garage door open, him bent over an engine, radio blaring. "2 babies, Mark. Linda says it's weird. What's up?" He snapped, voice a whip. "Drop it, Diane. Old news. Let it go." His ears blazed, his wrench clattering as he turned away, his back a wall I couldn't breach, and the prickle grew. Something was wrong. Something he knew. Something he'd buried deep. My trust in him fraying like a worn thread. 32 years teetering on his silence. The real blow landed last month, a crisp September day that still haunts me like a shadow I can't shake. I was cleaning, dusting Jenna's old room, her soccer trophies glinting on the shelf, her lavender walls faded but warm with memory, when the retest results pinged in my email, a cold final analysis subject line glaring from my laptop on her desk. I clicked, hands trembling, breath caught. No genetic relation confirmed. Consult provider for discrepancies. The words bold and unyielding, a hammer to my chest. My coffee mug crashed to the floor, shards scattering across the hardwood, hot liquid pooling as I stormed to Mark in the garage, grease streaking his hands, radio blaring Springsteen like it could drown out the truth. "Explain this, Mark. No match. Jenna's not mine," I shouted, waving the printout, my voice breaking as it echoed off the concrete walls. He froze, wrench clattering to the bench, his face draining white, then flushing red, his eyes darting like a trapped animal's, then slumped onto a stool, head in his hands. "Sit down, Diane," he said, voice low and cracked, and spilled it like oil leaking from a busted engine. "Back in 92, I had an affair, nurse at St. Joe's, Karen. She was pregnant too. Same night, same floor. Our baby, complications, didn't make it. Hers died too, stillborn. She begged me, switched them in the chaos, said no one'd know. Jenna's hers, not yours. I took her, brought her to you." My knees buckled, swapped, the room spinning as 32 years flashed. Her first cry I'd claimed, her curls I'd braided, her mom I'd earned. A lie, a theft. "You knew?" I choked, tears burning my cheeks, my hands clawing the air. "Yeah, kept it quiet, paid Karen off till she died in 2005. Doesn't change anything. She's ours, Diane." Ours, not mine. His and Karen's, a stranger's blood running through the girl I'd raised. Her blue eyes suddenly foreign, her every milestone a ghost of someone else's daughter. I stood there, Garage cold and cavernous, grease and gasoline stinging my nose, 32 years shattering like glass under my feet. Every braid I'd twisted, every cake I'd baked, every "I love you," she'd whispered, built on his secret, his betrayal, his choice to steal my truth and call it love. "Why hide it? 32 years, Mark?" I screamed, my voice raw, fists clenched till my nails drew blood. "To protect you. Her. Us," he muttered, eyes down, his flannel sagging like his excuses. "Protect? By robbing me of my child, my reality?" I stumbled back to the house, legs shaking, called Jenna, straight to voicemail, her laugh mocking me. "Hey, it's Jen, leave a message." I tried. "Call me, hun. Urgent, please." My voice breaking, but no reply came. Days stretched into a week, her silence a blade twisting deeper. Then a text, short, cold. "Dad told me, need time, Mom." Time. 32 years, and she chose him, his lie, over me, her mom, fading to a question mark. My roses wilting outside as I sat alone. The lavender room a mausoleum of memories I couldn't trust. My heart hollowed out by the daughter I'd lost to a truth I'd never known. Then came the twist that flipped the script, fierce and bright as a flare in the night. A week later, Linda called at dawn, voice hushed, urgent over the line like she'd struck gold. "Diane, just checked county records. Your house, that Cape Cod? Mark put it in your name, sole owner. Back in '95, guilt move maybe. Worth $450,000 now with the market. He can't touch it, can't sell, can't borrow. Your signature's the lock, and he's scrambling, whining to a buddy about fixing things." I laughed, wild, ragged, a sound that bounced off my yellow kitchen walls, rattling the teapot on the stove, the broken mug still swept into a corner by Jenna's door. "You're sure?" I pressed, gripping the phone till my knuckles ached, my pulse racing like it hadn't in decades. "Dead sure," Linda said, a grin creeping into her voice. "He's clueless, thinks it's joint, doesn't know you hold it all." I hung up, fire surging through me like a wildfire. Mark had stolen my daughter's blood, buried me in his lie, but I held a power he couldn't reach, a key he didn't know I owned. I called my lawyer that morning, voice steady as steel, though my hands shook with the weight of it. "He wants me out of her life? Fine. I'm keeping everything else, and he's not touching a brick till I say so." I hired Ellen, top estate shark in town, a widow like me who lived for justice. Her office a war room of files and fight, the air thick with coffee and determination. She dug in like a bloodhound, and the dirt spilled out in a flood. Mark's affair with Karen, confirmed by old hospital logs, her name scrawled next to a stillbirth at 3:19 a.m., 2 minutes from Jenna's birth. His hush payments, $20,000 siphoned from our savings over a decade, till Karen died in a car wreck in 2005. Receipts buried in a lockbox Ellen cracked open with a court order. Jenna's birth cert, forged, a nurse's signature Mark had bribed. Our baby's death unmarked. A girl lost to complications he'd never mourned with me. A grief he'd stolen alongside my motherhood. Ellen traced it further. Mark's recent calls to a realtor, planning to sell the house, cash out, start fresh with Jenna's blessing. Her oblivious to his draining our accounts while she planned a modest wedding to Ethan, thinking him a steady dad. Ellen froze the house, solely mine, untouchable, filed a claim for my half of our joint assets, slashed through his lies with a pen sharper than his guilt. He didn't see it coming, thought he'd buried me with his secret, thought he'd silenced me with, "It doesn't change anything." His betrayal a shield I'd pierced with paper and ink, He called 2 days later, pleading over the line, his voice a storm breaking. "Diane, what the hell? Don't do this. Let's fix it. Keep the house. Talk to Jenna." I stepped onto my porch, the evening air cool against my skin, cool as ice despite the tremble in my hands. The crickets humming a chorus as I gripped the swing's chain, its creak a memory of Jenna's laughter. "My house, Mark. $450,000 you'll never see without my say. Tell Jenna the truth, all of it, or I'll send her the files myself, every payment, every lie." He stammered, voice cracking, his mechanic's bravado peeling away. "You're crazy, Diane. She'll hate us both." "She'll hate you," I shot back, low and lethal, my eyes fixed on the roses, their pink fading in the dusk. "Where's my daughter, the one you took?" Silence, then a click, his breath gone, the line dead, his pleas folding like the sham he'd built. Jenna texted a day later, short, shaky. "Mom, I know. Ethan's here, need space." Space, 32 years, and she drifted, caught in his wake. My mom, a title I'd earned but couldn't claim. Her blue eyes a stranger's now. Word spread through town like wildfire, Linda whispering at the diner, Pat at the mailbox. "Mark's affair, Karen's kid, Jenna's reeling, Ethan's furious." Ellen's evidence hit Jenna's inbox. Hospital logs, payment stubs, the forged cert. Her silence stretching, Mark crumbling as his garage faltered. Customers peeling away from the cheat. I didn't call. Couldn't. My heart too bruised. But I sold the Cape Cod through Ellen. Cashed out $450,000. Bought a condo by the sea. Its white walls a fresh start. The waves rush, drowning out the echoes of Jenna's mommy in my dreams. Took myself to Greece with the leftovers, olives warm in my hands, the Parthenon glowing gold, healing in every bite, every step along cobblestone streets. She's out there, Jenna, maybe waking to his lies, maybe lost in them. Ethan's steady hand pulling her through, her blonde curls a ghost of Karen's I'd never meet. It hurt. 32 years don't fade without a fight. Her first steps still vivid, her prom dress still hanging in my old closet. A lavender nursery I'd painted for a girl who wasn't mine. But I wasn't, not her mom. Wasn't the footnote Mark tried to make me. I was Diane, 61 and fierce, sipping wine by the Aegean, starting over with a heart too scarred to break again, but too strong to bow. He thought he'd rewrite me out of her life, steal my motherhood with his secret. But I reclaimed my story, louder, bolder, undeniable. My love a force he couldn't erase, blood or not. So here I am, months later, watching the sea from my condo, wondering what's next. Jenna's out there, maybe with Mark, maybe alone. I'm strong, but scarred. Some nights, I wonder, did I lose her or find myself? Could she call, seeking answers? And if she did, would I answer or let it ring? I don't know yet, and maybe that's okay. What do you think? Should a woman like me ever reach back? Or is this where I stand whole, no regrets? Tell me your take.